Hello, good evening. So verses 21 through 23 of Matthew chapter 7, 21 through 23 of Matthew chapter 7 are very familiar to most of us. It says, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven, but the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. On that day many will say to me, 'Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and cast out demons in your name, and do mighty works in your name?' And then will I declare to them, 'I never knew you. Depart from me, you workers of lawlessness.'" I never knew you. Depart from me. Those would have to be the worst words we could ever hear. The final words before an eternity separated from the Father, from love, from light, from good. Jesus says many will leave this world believing that they have done the works in his name to earn an eternal reward, but will fall short of heaven. Jesus says the one who does the will of his Father will enter in. You will know God if you will do his will. There's a saying that's been around for a while, for a little over 100 years. It first appeared in 1914, then again in 1918, and then pretty regularly in the 1930s. But I cannot find who it is attributed to. It's not what you know, but who you know. It is not what you know, but who you know. Sometimes it's in a bad context that this is said, that maybe when someone seems to be hired or promoted or awarded a job or a contract, that someone may call it nepotism, that the person being awarded it is not worthy. They only received the work because of some relationship. Sure, this could easily be the case in some situations, but I'd argue this saying is mostly true and not so negative. As a boss, I'd prefer to hire someone because I know them and their work ethic, rather than hiring somebody I don't know who claims to know and do things. I'd prefer to hire someone to work on my house, to paint, to do carpentry, to plumb, that I know because I know that they'll do quality work, rather than hire someone who will take the work for granted, who may misrepresent the quality of work, who may not be trustworthy. But they will not get the job because they know me, but because I know them. Likewise, someone may know facts about God and not obey God and will still be lost. At my last job, we hired a guy who could tell me all the right things in the interview, but he never did the work. When I found out he put in his resume at my current company, he had already passed through several levels of interviews glowingly, but he just wasn't going to get the job. The Pharisees knew who Jesus was. The demons knew who Jesus was. There are many who know the facts and even love Jesus, but will get turned away on that fateful day because he doesn't know them. It's no coincidence that just prior to this verse, in verses 15 through 20, Jesus says we could recognize people by their fruits. Tonight, if you are not recognizable by your fruits, if you do not know God, or would like to know more about his will for you so that you can obey him, or if you need the prayers of the saints, we invite you to come forward and make your wishes known as together we stand and as we sing.